And we are live. Happy Friday, man. You already know what I'm about to say right now. It is a beautiful day outside. I cannot get over it. I cannot. It's 80 degrees yesterday. It's going to be 84 today. Oh, catch me outside. Let's go. Oh, good morning, Nick. And no, I don't want romaine. You hear me? You guys, what a beautiful day. It has me in the best mood. We just got back on Monday from Beach Brawl. The whole weekend still has me so hype. If you haven't seen the reel that was posted, I know a couple of athletes have posted some of their pictures from the weekend. Man, you cannot be missing out on our events. It doesn't matter if we're at the beach, if we're at Georgia Tech. We'll go down to the beach again for the triathlon. We'll take it back down to the beach for Beach Brawl again in the fall. We'll be hosting an event. This June, we're going to be doing DECA Strong, DECA Atlas, High Rock Strong. And Keith, you already know. This afternoon, if you're driving by EAV, catch me outside sunbathing in my chair, per usual. Because look, I got to maintain this tan that I got. Took me a while to get to where we're at right now with this tan. So I'm trying to, it's not even April yet. So I'm trying to keep it or, even make it, no self-tan involved. No self-tan. This is self of me being tan by the sun. Man, and then this weekend's going to be great. I'm coaching tomorrow. Baseline week starts Monday. So if you haven't already scheduled what days that you're coming to class, hopefully every single day. But just remember, baseline week is next week. We're starting a badass new cycle. Oh, my husband jumped on. Good morning, husband. I love you. Oh, man. The day just keeps getting better. I just had coffee with my mom's class. Someone bought me a coffee. It's probably why I'm so chatty right now. Let me tell you, it is so good. I love that. All right, we're going to wait maybe one more minute to see who else is going to join us. I'll keep yapping, running my trap. Besides baseline week next week, we're going to the next 8-week cycle. So if you were thinking about joining the gym, I just signed up 3 new people today. Today in my mom's class, I signed up 3 new people. I signed up 2 people the other day. It's because I had one person come in and they were like, oh, I'm friends with someone that comes to the gym. I saw what they did at the lift off. I saw what they did at Beach Brawl. I'm trying to get strong like them. And bam, signed up instantly. I was like, oh, he's like, I'm here to sign up. And I was like, the gym? The gym? I've never met you or talked to you. And he was like, no, my friend comes here. And I was like, man, that is so sick. I'm telling you, what we be doing big, big things. All right. And babe, you are not lying right now. I am bouncing off the walls a little bit, but I'm going to make sure to talk slow and not be too crazy today because I got a lot of facts to hit you with. I'm talking about something I'm very passionate about, something that my clients have asked me a lot about, and sometimes some athletes, they want to know as well. So you know what? We're 4 minutes in. Let's get started. So like I said, we are talking about something that I am extremely passionate about, but also something that I wouldn't even say suffer with, but something that is hard for me. And it does tend to be hard for a lot of people. So when it comes to fitness and it comes to your health, there come times where you're just like, well, I'm dealing with these issues as to why, maybe you've changed your nutrition. Maybe you haven't changed your nutrition. And it all comes down to your gut health. Now, look, I got a sensey tummy. I'm not going to lie. I'm telling you, I tell people this all the time, like Aunt and Savannah, if I could eat like a regular person where, milk and dairy didn't affect me, where breads and, gluten didn't affect me, I would be absolutely jacked. You could call me the Rock because that's how big I would be. But it's okay. God had to keep me humble. There's two things he did to me. He didn't give me green eyes like my brothers, and he made me sensitive to all kinds of things that I eat, because had he done that, I would be a menace to society. I'm going to be honest. All right. So we are going to be talking today about your health, fitness, and wellness in relation to your gut health. It's more important than you think. So let's get into it. What is gut health, and why is it considered the cornerstone of overall wellness? Now, you'll notice that when you get on Instagram, Facebook, there is always something about a new vitamin, supplement, A1 greens. There's a new probiotic. There's something out on the market to not only help you lose fat, fix your hormones, but it all comes down to your gut. Gut health refers to the balance and function of the gastrointestinal system, especially the microbiome. So when I was looking all of this up, I did know this fact, but I'll share it with you. But your mouth and your stomach are two separate microbiomes. Like, they are alive and well. All right. Your mouth and your gut, and they're both different. So not only do you have all your organs in your body and just you in general, but you have all these organisms, bacteria, viruses, fungi, everything residing in your mouth and in your body, in your gut. So that's crazy. And so you have to be taking care of both your gut and your mouth, but specifically your gut. A healthy gut effectively digests food, it absorbs nutrients, it supports immune function. Now ask yourself this: why is it that when you've been eating healthy and you've been going to the gym, and then you go out of town, you party, you stay up late, you drink, you do all the stuff that you haven't been doing as much recently, and then you come home, you feel like crap, your face breaks out. That happens to me. Your face breaks out. You get sick. It's because of your gut. It is the cornerstone of overall health and wellness, because the gut influences many bodily systems, including immunity, mental health, and inflammation regulation. I talked about it in my last podcast as well. There are two things in our body that are the main causes of sickness, cancer, anything bad in the body, and that is inflammation and mucus. So if your gut influences that, maybe that's something that you want to be taking care of. So how does the gut influence other bodily systems, such as the immune system? All right, your metabolism and your mental health. The gut microbiome trains and regulates the immune system. All right, so it trains and regulates the immune system to help prevent overreactions, flare-ups, and autoimmune responses. It produces neurotransmitters like serotonin, which, why do you think when you eat something delicious, you're just like, that was sexy? Is that just me? Is that just me when I eat something that I absolutely love? It is just like this experience in my mouth. All right, I'm going to stop there, because that might go somewhere where it shouldn't. But the transmitters like serotonin, they impact your mood and they impact your mental health. So maybe when you get sad and you're depressed, and I've done this as well, you tend to eat more and you eat like crap because it feels good to eat that way, right? And that's affecting your mental health. And then additionally, gut bacteria assists in metabolizing nutrients and synthesizing vitamins, influencing your energy levels and your metabolic health, right? So when you're thinking about what your gut is doing right now, just from what I said, so if your gut is linked to your mood, your mental health, you're eating like crap, don't you think maybe then you're going to feel like crap? I actually just had my client today. She went out of town. She was there for work. She was eating things she wasn't typically eating. And today we worked out and she was like, God, I just don't feel good. She's like, my energy doesn't feel good. She was like, I don't want to take my progress picture today. I was like, girl, we will wait till Monday. That is absolutely okay. But this is a real thing. All right. Because why is it that when we have a new client or someone join the gym, they start our program? Within 30 days, they notice an increase in energy. They're sleeping better. They're having less stress. All of this is affected in your gut by what you're eating. So let's get into more of like a little bit of scientific evidence. What does current research say about the link between gut health and chronic conditions like inflammation, depression? You knew I was going to go there. Autoimmune diseases. Research increasingly links gut imbalance, which is called dysbiosis, to systematic inflammation, which is associated with chronic diseases like diabetes, cardiovascular disease, autoimmune disorders, and even depression. And then those studies show that restoring a balanced microbiome not only reduces inflammation, it improves the symptoms of these conditions. Now, I've used this as an example before. I had a client. She came to the gym. She wanted to lose, she was well over 300 pounds. Her goal was to lose 70 pounds. During that time, she went to the doctor. They diagnosed her with diabetes. She was super sad. She was super depressed. She was like, you know what, but we're still going to do this. Why is it that when she lost those 70 pounds and then she went back to the doctor, they reversed her diagnosis? Good point there. So are there studies showing concrete benefits of improving gut health? Yes. So for example, clinical trials have demonstrated that having a balanced microbiome by taking probiotics and eating healthy can improve digestive issues, reduce inflammation, and alleviate the symptoms of depression and anxiety for supporting the brain-gut connection. So that's that gut-brain axis that we're rolling over, right? Because I'm telling you, think about it. Think about the times that you just went through a breakup. You're super sad. You're super depressed. You keep on eating. You gain all this weight. You hate your job. You're at home. You're overeating. It's literally like you just keep feeding. You keep feeding all that negativity inside your body. Because take it from someone who knows when things are going bad on the inside, they show on the outside. That is how I knew that there was something wrong when I was really, really sick those years ago. Because I kept asking myself, I was like, why do I feel this way? Why do I look this way? Why did I have severe bags under my eyes? Why did I have super bad acne? Why was I constantly tired and depressed? And I go to the doctor and what? I got a tumor that I had to get removed. I had no idea, but I could visibly see that something was wrong. So that then leads us to common signs of poor gut health. What symptoms might indicate an imbalance in the gut? Bloating, gas, irregular bowel movements. Now I'm going to speak on that. I speak from experience. If you're not having one bowel movement a day, at least, something is wrong. It shouldn't be every few days. It shouldn't be once a week. You better get that in check. So if you ain't going to the bathroom to do a number 2, well, you better take care of number 1 and go to the doctor or start fixing your nutrition. There's fatigue, skin problems like acne and eczema, that as well. When you fix your diet, it even happened with my son. He had a really bad eczema on his arms and his legs. His arms and legs kind of felt like chicken skin a little. We changed his diet and the symptoms went away. So tell me that doesn't have something to do with that. And I also speak as someone who does suffer from acne, that when I do eat things like gluten and dairy that actually irritate me to my core, I get really bad cystic acne. I get dry patches. My skin is super inflamed. Like I just can't do it. Now, also food intolerances, unexplained weight changes. If you have persistent digestive discomfort, then honey, you got something going on in that gut. All right. So how can you as an individual assess your gut health? While yes, there is not a test, and they might be on Instagram or TikTok saying like, oh, take this test, we'll figure it out. Oh, go to your doctor. Sure. they can get a better idea through stool testing. I hate that word, but basically you poop, they test it, something they can tell is wrong. But honestly, you can notice these changes yourself. Our clients notice these changes. Because when I change my diet throughout, whether I'm bulking or I'm cutting or I'm maintaining, depending on what I'm eating, I can tell what's going on based on what my skin looks like, how my stomach is feeling, how bloated I am, and how often I'm going to the bathroom. Because if I'm not regular like I typically am, I know something is off. But this has come with experience. All right. This is something that I work with my clients to do, because when they come in and they're like, I don't sleep well. They are constantly feeling inflamed. You can tell in somebody's face when they're inflamed. Why is it that after 30 days, when we cut things out, they look like a completely different person? Your gut has so much to do with the way that you look. So now that brings us to, what habits or food harm your gut health? Now, I know I'm going to get kickback from this. All right. But I'm telling you right now, these are the three main things that will dysregulate you. Number one, excess sugar. And there is sugar in everything. I'm not talking about fruits. All right. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about processed sugars. I'm talking about candy, sugars in our drinks, in our coffee. All right. You're drinking milkshakes. You're doing all this stuff. Yes. I'm not saying cut it out completely, but if it is something that you constantly do every single day, then maybe that is something that you might need to cut out. Overly processed foods. The number one thing when I work with a client, the first thing that we do is we completely cut out processed foods. So if it's man-made, we're not eating it. We shop the outer perimeter of the grocery store. Fruits, veggies, meats. That's it. We're not going down the aisles. I mean, unless it's for sauce, of course. But we're not buying anything that has an ingredient list. I don't turn over an apple to see what an apple has in it. I pick up a bunch of bananas. We're good to go. I'm not eating anything that has an ingredients list. And then also antibiotics. We are so heavy on medications and antibiotics because of big pharma. You guys know how I feel about big pharma. They're just here to keep you sick, take your money, make money off of you. So they're going to continue to prescribe you things and give you things that aren't doing anything but harming you more. So you keep going back to the doctor. Just saying. Excess sugar, processed foods, which are refined carbs most of the time, and artificial sweetener promote harmful bacteria growth in the gut. It does. Everything that you eat, the bacteria in your gut are eating. They're breaking it down. They're helping you digest it. They're helping your body absorb the supplements and the nutrients and the vitamins that are coming from all the things that you're eating. Well, if you're eating a McDonald's meal, if you've not watched a video where someone has taken a McDonald's meal, put it away, out, like literally have left it out for months, and has not changed. There's no mold on it, nothing. All it does is get hard. So if you're telling me that that's what you're eating and you think that your body is breaking that down, you are in for a real surprise, because all that's doing is sitting in your gut and it's not getting processed at all. Because then what happens too is when you build all of this up and it's just stuck, then your lymph has problem draining. That's why you look inflamed. That's why you get sick. Your body processes of absorption and expelling everything are not working correctly. And then overuse, especially of antibiotics, they can just wipe out all the bacteria and it disrupts the balance. So certain medications and antibiotics, they kill both good and bad bacteria. And so your gut is just wrecked. Like, think about it for women. I know also that as a woman, when I have taken antibiotics, what happens? Honestly, 9 times out of 10, something happens down there and it's not fun, because I literally just killed all the good bacteria in my body through this antibiotic. So when you do take an antibiotic, you need to be taking a probiotic, a postbiotic, a prebiotic, maybe eating some yogurt to make sure that you're not just completely destroying that gut biome. And also, when we're eating, like I said, and we're not eating right, and it's causing depression and anxiety, stress, and lack of sleep negatively impact gut health. So if you're staying up all night till 1, 2 a.m., and I've talked about how important sleep is for the body and when you're recovering, and you're just up eating like crap, watching TV, not getting enough sleep, maybe ask yourself, why are you stressed? Because maybe you're in sleep debt, like I've talked about before, and your body's not recovering at all, which I can tell, I could tell you one thing, and you can ask my husband about this. If I don't get enough sleep the next day, the buildup of like, it's almost like someone's in my stomach going like this or like punching me on the inside. And it's so uncomfortable. It's not gas. It's just like a mix. It's like I have this like huge bubble in my gut that I can't get rid of. And it's because my body didn't recover. That sucks. And I'm sure some other people have felt that way as well. So I just touched on it. Probiotics and prebiotics. Are they effective, or are they just a marketing trend? The effectiveness of probiotics, it depends on the strains and the individual. So a lot of studies support their benefits for specific conditions like antibiotic, tummy, IBS, but they're not a cure-all. And you have to make sure you are choosing a high quality probiotic, prebiotic, postbiotic as well. Now, let me stress this, because I cannot stress this enough. There is no point for you as a person to be taking any type of vitamin or supplement if your nutrition is not on point. And it's not that your nutrition has to be at 100%. I'm talking about your nutrition is about at 85% or more. Because if you're drinking, eating like crap, not taking care of your body, taking vitamins and supplements are doing absolutely jack squat for you. Stop wasting your money. All right. All you're doing is you're taking these supplements and you're thinking, oh, I'm taking a supplement, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. All that is a Band-Aid, because it's actually not beneficial for you at all. So if you really want to reap the benefits of any type of supplement, vitamin C, vitamin D, creatine, anything, you need to fix your nutrition first. And I'll say it again. Stop taking vitamins and supplements if your nutrition is crap. Please stop. You're embarrassing yourself. So if you do have good nutrition and you haven't been taking a probiotic or a prebiotic, I highly recommend. I'm going to write in the comments below my favorite probiotics, because I've tried a lot. Personally, as someone with a Sensi tummy, I have tried a lot. So how do probiotics and prebiotics support the growth of beneficial bacteria? Prebiotics are a dietary fiber that resists digestion and serve as food for beneficial bacteria. All right, so this helps to increase bacteria diversity and activity. If you can find a really good probiotic with a prebiotic, you're winning. That's the best thing you can do. If you're like me, I do wake up every single morning. The first thing I do is I drink room temperature water, and I take all my vitamins and supplements. I take them first thing on an empty tummy. Does that take time to build up? Because some people do get nauseous when they take certain vitamins. Does it take time to build up that resistance almost? Yes. The best way you can do that is with the water that you're drinking, add in some lemon and some salt water, or drink some electrolytes. It helps to, with the acidity, coat the tummy. And then you can take as many vitamins as you want. And I do. And I wait about 20 to 30 minutes before I do anything, before I eat, before I drink coffee. And I always eat before I drink any form of caffeine. Because if you drink caffeine on an empty tummy, all you're doing now is that acidity from that caffeine, your stomach's not ready. And that system for energy that you're trying to increase is actually completely missing all of that caffeine. I've talked about this before as well. Think of your energy like a choo-choo train. So it's coming across and it has cargo holds on the choo-choo train. They're empty. Well, if you don't turn on that system before you drink caffeine, which gets turned on by drinking room temperature water, you get your gut going. You have to get your gut going first to turn on that adenosine system. That is what it's called, the adenosine system. You need to turn it on if you want to see the real benefits of drinking caffeine or any energy drink to support you all day. That's why you crash midday, because here comes that choo-choo train. The caffeine wants to go in the cargo hold, but since you haven't turned it on, that cargo hold is upside down. So it just misses it and misses it and misses it. So then that's why you're drinking a second coffee later on or later in the day, or you're having some kind of weird crash or anxiety, because all you've done is spike your cortisol. So getting your gut ready is one of the most important things that you could do. Now, when I say that not getting your gut ready and drinking caffeine then also spikes your cortisol, and that causes anxiety, and then we have stress throughout the whole day, and the food that we're eating is causing us to also have stress and depression, because all we're doing is we're waking up in the morning, we're not eating anything, we're not drinking any water, we go straight to Dunkin' Donuts. We get a coffee that has 60 grams of sugar in it. And so now your body is hyped up, running on sugar. You haven't had anything substantial, no fats, no carbs, no protein to get ready for the day. And you're wondering why you're so depressed and why you hate your life. Because like I said earlier, what you eat and what you consume in that gut-brain axis is going to affect how you feel. So what is the gut-brain axis, and how does gut health influence mood, anxiety, and cognitive function? The gut-brain axis is the bi-directional communication pathway between the gut and the brain, involving your hormones, your immune pathways, your brain function. A balanced gut produces neurotransmitters and other compounds that influence mood and cognition. Because I just said an unhappy gut, dysbiosis, is linked to depression, anxiety, and cognitive decline. Because why is it that I've worked with all of these clients, and one of the first few things they notice after the first 30 days, their energy is better. They're sleeping better. They're performing better in the gym. They're performing better at work. They have a better relationship with their partner. You're happier. There's more serotonin. There's more oxytocin. There's so many things going well in the body because you're actually taking care of yourself. All right. You have to be aware of how you're treating your gut. Because why is it that we can go to places like Spain and England, just go into Europe in general, and we can eat the things that we ate here, but we're still losing weight over there? Oh yeah, that's because their bread has 4 ingredients, and our bread contains enriched bleach flour, gums, soy, and 20 other ingredients in bread, when it should be just 4. So tell me what we're doing to our gut. So is gut healing a fix or a long-term lifestyle change? It's a long-term process. Sustainable improvement only comes with dietary choices, stress management, sleep, and avoiding harmful habits. I'm going to tell you right now, there is nothing better than waking up in the morning, taking my vitamins and supplements, eating a good breakfast, getting sun in my eyes when the sun is out, or just being in the sun in general. The impact that that could have on you is substantial. Think about it this way. You're in an office all day. You're under all these blue and red and LED lights. No wonder you feel like crap and you hate your life. Did you get in the sun today? Did you? Did you get time to take care of yourself? Did you prioritize you? Did you eat something to start your day? Oh no, you're just binge eating, or you're not eating till 1 or 2 in the afternoon. Then you eat like crap the rest of the day. Because evidence proves that improving gut health through diet, lifestyle changes, positively impact mental health. I speak from experience. I also speak from my client's point of view as well. Now, are there some myths or misconceptions about gut health? Sure. Sure. You don't need to take probiotics forever. Probiotics can be a short-term help if your gut is off, if you have dysbiosis, but the long-term benefits solely depend on diet and lifestyle. So supplements and vitamins, they are not a permanent fix. They're to help you get to the place that you need to be to have long-term benefits. So, and then is gut health fixed quickly? No. Restoring balance in your gut is a gradual process requiring consistent habits. Do you see the trend here? Do you see the words that I'm like, do you hear the words that I'm using right now? Habits, lifestyle change. What is it that this has in common? You, your habits, and your lifestyle depend on you. You are the only one in control of your habits, your diet, and your lifestyle. So, like I said, it is a long-term process to fix your gut. That is why our program, when we do one-on-one coaching or we continue to work with a client throughout the year, health and wellness and fitness is a long-term process to have sustainable improvements that involve dietary choices, stress management, sleep, and avoiding harmful habits. So, what are some practical tips? You're probably like, Caitlin, what do I do? How do I get there? What do I need to do? Well, don't worry. Your girl has got you. Beefy has got you. So, what simple dietary and lifestyle changes can you implement? Number one, avoid processed foods. Decrease sugar. You can put those together, I guess. Avoid processed foods and sugar. Put them together. Avoid processed foods and sugar. Number two, stay hydrated. That's a good one. That's a good one. Stay hydrated. So we're cutting out bad foods. We're cutting down on our sugar intake. We're staying hydrated. We're getting enough sleep. Why? Because sleep also helps us manage stress. But how do we manage stress besides sleep? Exercise, mindfulness. Oh, we're getting crazy. We're getting crazy here. All right. We're increasing. Here we go. We're increasing our vitamins and nutrients and minerals through fruits and vegetables and meats that we're eating. And if you want to take it a step further, if you're someone who likes it, fermented foods, those are always really good for you. I'm on the fence on some fermented foods, but number one, we're avoiding processed foods and additional sugar. Number two, we're staying hydrated. Number three, we're getting adequate sleep. Number four, we're managing stress through exercise and mindfulness. I'm telling you, it's not as hard as it sounds. I promise you, if you come to a place like OxFit, work with a coach one-on-one, it becomes a million times easier because we're telling you exactly what to take, what to eat, what to do, how to work out. Literally every single thing that you could imagine, we take care of. How simple is that? You don't have to do anything on your own. And then on top of that, you have someone holding you accountable. Now, you have to be careful because you're going to get on TikTok, you're going to get on Instagram, you're going to have all these different brands and companies and trying to influence you or de-influence you, saying this isn't healthy. Look, I watched this video earlier that Aunt sent me, and it really made me laugh. And what it is someone got tattoo freckles. And I love that for them. I love that. I put on freckles too. I love adding freckles when I want to be in the mood for little freckles. Sometimes I want to cover up a pimple, but what it made me laugh were the comments, because people in the comments were mad at this woman for getting freckles because they were like, you have no idea what it was like as a kid to have freckles, and people made fun of you, blah, blah, blah. There is always going to be somebody on the opposite end of everything that you do, debating you, telling you it's this or that or the other. You have to do what's good for you. Just like this one video that Savannah sent me, or I forget if I sent her. And this woman was making a cake or was making a dessert. And she said, add eggs. And someone in the comment was like, I don't eat eggs. Well, then don't put the eggs in there. What do you want me to do? There is always going to be someone or something trying to influence you or de-influence you. And the only way you know what works for you is to figure out what works for you by getting yourself a coach to work one-on-one with you, to help you figure out exactly what is going to work for you. Because what works for me doesn't work for Aunt. What works for Aunt doesn't work for Savannah. What works for Savannah doesn't work for Lauren. What works for Lauren doesn't work for Nick. You have to understand, you need the help to figure out what works for you. And stop listening to all these people. I know you're here listening to me, of course. I get that. But that's why you're here, because you think I'm smart and you like hearing what I have to say. But if you're one of these people and you just listen to everything that I had to say, and you're not using the bathroom at least once a day, you're constantly dealing with fatigue, bloating, you're not seeing results in the gym, you're dealing with acne, eczema, all of these things, maybe it's time that you get your gut checked out. Or maybe it's time for you to make some changes that not only will you see physically, but also internally, mentally. So mentally, physically, emotionally, your gut is going to change your life. So hopefully this has spoken to some people. Like I said in the comments, I'm going to leave my favorite probiotic and prebiotic. If you have any other questions about supplements or you are unsure of what to take, you can DM me. You can comment below. I put my handle in the corner. I'm at coach_beefy on Instagram, or you can come to the gym if you're one of my athletes and let me know. We can set up a goal setting session, or we can work together one-on-one. Next week starts my lifting club. I already have 10 people in it, and they're all working one-on-one with a coach, whether it's me, Lauren, Aunt, or Savannah. So if you really want to make gains, you really want to make changes, you want to get stronger, hey, come on. I only take a handful of clients, probably about 5 to 8 people is the most I can do, because we get after it. The accountability is serious. I run a strict program. Just ask my clients. I run a very strict program. But the thing is, the results speak for themselves. So we're almost done with March. April is coming. You have enough time right now. Give me 2 months. I can have you ready by the summer, by June. And if not, if you're not someone who cares about what your body looks like, but you want to get stronger, faster, fitter, whatever it is, I can get you there in 2 months. Hope you enjoyed it today. I'm super excited. I hope you took your vitamins and your supplements. Get outside. I'm coaching tomorrow at 10 a.m. if you're watching this. I will see you then, and see you next